Oh hi! Welcome back to another video. How do you like my wall? I cleaned it just for you. You're welcome. This is Elvis, affectionately known as Ramkat in my family. I don't know how to translate that into English, so... Elvis was adopted by my parents many years ago, and him and his brother Peanut have been a source of joy and love and amusement to our family. But for today's video, he is my inspiration, as I will be sculpting a little character based on him. This is part 1. Enjoy!
And here we go. So you might be looking at this and thinking to yourself, this looks like an already pretty fleshed out shape. And to that I'd say, you would be right. I did forget to hit record when I started my sculpting process. But don't worry, there's still a lot of changes to come and also a lot of features that need to be added before this little face shape will be what I want it to be. Because at this point it's looking very alien-like, but we're getting there. So as you can see, I've already sort of fleshed out the basic shape for the mouth and the bridge of the nose and the eye cavities. And here I just go in and change the shape a little bit more to squash it a little bit more into a cutesy character. And then this is where I go in with the ears just to get them into place and get their shape a little bit more refined as well. I like to jump around in my sculpting process a little bit and, do each section or each part of the body up until a certain level of detail, and then I'll go back to different areas and refine the details. It just helps to keep the overall shape and the overall level of detail the same. So I'm just tweaking the ears. This little character has really big bat-like ears, which is what I was going for. And I just wanted to exaggerate them a little bit, because it's a stylized or cartoony version of this doggy. I just wanted to make sure that, there's certain features that are way more exaggerated than they are in real life. It also speaks to the shape language of the character a bit more. Makes it a bit more recognizable, hopefully. You see I've got the eyes in place now, and now I just need to shape the body around those eyes a little bit better as well, or the head and the face. And man, what a difference that made to just push that face up a little bit more and make him just a little bit more squished, I guess. It just made a massive difference. His face just looks so much better, and I'm very happy with that. So here I decided to make the eyes bulge out even more, speaking again to that shape language and the recognizability of the character. I thought, you know what, I'll just make his eyes even more buggy and exaggerated. This part of the process is just where I add some eyelids to his eyes as well, because they're looking a little bit frightening at the moment. So I think eyelids will definitely help a bit with that very creepy dead stare. I just need to sort of position them in place, rotate them a little bit, and as you can see, I like to work in 2 windows at the same time, one from the front view and one from either the side view or perspective view, depending on what angle I'm trying to see. This makes the process a bit easier, so I can keep an eye on the overall dimensions of my character. Now it's time for the cute little nose. So for this one, I definitely had a close-up reference image on hand. It was just off screen for you at the moment, but I just needed a good reference image just to make sure that I get the correct shape and size and details for his little nose. Just fix that Pinocchio looking shape over there on the right hand side. squish it into the face. This is a very squishy character. So I like dog noses. They look like a little heart. Because dogs are just such loving creatures, you know? So I tried to sculpt in the nostrils here, but I realized that I just didn't have enough geometry to work with. And I fixed that, so that was so much easier and it looks 10 times better. 100 even, if you will. So and now it's just a matter of refining things again, making the nose holes a little bit more dog-shaped and pinching and squeezing and moving things until they look the way they're supposed to. Can't forget to put that little ridge line in the middle of the nose. It makes such a big difference in just general detail of the nose. Okay, so skipping forward a little bit, so I went, like I said, I went and did a whole lot of the rest of the body pretty much at that stage, which will come up in the next video. I'm doing these in sections, focusing on specific parts of the character. So after I had finished all of that and added some hair and fur, I merged everything together, and here I am just smoothing the edges in between the different shapes of where they all meet, and also trying to smooth out the details in his face. But you can see he has these little like wart-like things that happen in his geometry, and I think this is just because when I try to use Blender's built-in quad remesh feature, it keeps making these little clusters that you can see here of the geometry for some reason. So I went in and tried to merge as many of them as I could to try and remove some of these wart-like features, and this all proved to be completely useless really in the end, because I ended up getting the proper plugin to remesh his face and his body, and it fixed all of these problems, so I didn't have to spend hours to do what I'm doing right now. So, but I thought I'd put it in here because I did it and I recorded it, so I might as well show you the error of my ways. But yeah, lesson learned. I definitely need to keep an eye out for the proper plugins and things in the future. So this is his final look of his face with his fur, and I also added a cute little tooth sticking out just to make his face a little bit less symmetrical. I also moved one of his ears down at a slightly different angle, which you can see when I do rotate it here a little bit. And that just, you know, adds again to the character shape and silhouette a little bit. So just to make him look not as perfectly symmetrical, because nothing in life is perfectly symmetrical. And that's him.
Hi, I'm just popping in real quick to ask you a big favor. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. And if you want to see some more art and creativity and crafting content, hit subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And why not leave a comment with what your family's nickname is for your pet? I'd love to see them. Seriously. Do it. Okay, thanks. Bye.